Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Okay, this final one from Inzore Kwao. Isaac says, massive congratulations to KOD on his new chapter of life. The road might seem to be rough and tough, but your dedication and willingness will let you thrive through the storm. May the eagle eyes of God keep watch over you. All right, thank you for your message. Mr. Owusu.
Yes, so let me say that the movement for change agrees in principle with the position that has been taken by the National Democratic Congress, calling on the Electoral Commission to have a voter register that is credible and robust. I mean, the basis of any election is to have a credible register. If you don't have a credible register, you won't have a credible outcome, and that will be the beginning of our confusion. So we agree with the National Democratic Congress. We have not been, we are referring to the movement, and for that matter, Mr. Alan Chemate has not raised issues with the electoral register because as we speak, we don't have a copy of the register. The register has only been given to the political parties. The architecture of our electoral system favors the political parties, but we will win this election to realign the electoral system so that we will transform. We will transform.
All right.
We will transform.
A matter of semantics.
Gymnastics.
That's why I owe you lunch. That's why I'm your nephew.
So, because if we were in the possession of the electoral register, probably we would identify more than what the NDC has identified. So, on that score, we agree with them. We are, however, unable to join the demonstration because of how they themselves has closed it to them.
Don't have it.
Because we are independent. I mean,
Are you entitled to the register?
they said after tomorrow that they are going to bring the final shortlist. All these things have to look. We have inter-party advisory committee. There is no room for any individual candidate to even make input. But as our electoral system develops, and some of these things, they never envisage there will be a credible independent candidate contesting in the future. Here we are with Alan, the Colossus in our. How is it that Ekriadonko is able to go to IPAC? You know, one of the things that they are doing with the Electoral Commission, and this one is not to undermine or disrespect Ekriadonko, but for Christ's sake, it's a serious business. Now, what they are doing with Ekriadonko, which used to also be the case in the past, is that serious matters at IPAC. It's arranged. It's arranged. The Bossman Asare must be very careful. When it comes to the crunch, let's listen to Ekriadonko's version of. Let's give her the chance to also contribute. Now she will start. And this is what I'm going to say. And I'm going to then she will say that just to diffuse everyone.
Theatricals.
I mean, for Christ's sake, where did Ekriadonko get the money to go and file? How many thousands in Ekriadonko? Hey.
Is she filing this time?
She has filed. Strategic reason, they have given her money to go and file. Ekriadonko. And IPAC always, deliberately, when it's hot, they invite her. She will just come and destroy everything that you say, and afterwards, if Ekriadonko is saying this, let's go with that. So,
let's vote.
And Ekriadonko vote. If it's not Ekriadonko, Apalu is also there. So you have a lot of mushroom political parties parading us, political parties making crucial decisions for you and I. And that is why we are where we are. So I agree with the NDC that we need, in fact, every Ghanaian, including the new patriotic party, you are campaigning to win an election. So at best, you want a credible register. I'll be very surprised to see or hear the NPP say that they are not in favor of this, the call for an audit. What has the Electoral Commission got to hide? In fact, that would have afforded the opportunity to establish the point that they are so credible. If the auditors go into, you understand? If the Electoral Commission, if an independent body comes in, goes into the register, and finds out that there was nothing untoward happening to the register, wouldn't it put NDC in the banner? Then we will take the NDC serious again. So this time around, the NDC is even shooting itself in the foot. But here we have an Electoral Commission telling us that if you have identified more, bring it. A register that is in your custody. Is it not madness? How do we educate ourselves in this country? You are in the custody of a register. Now, the magnanimity, and here let me thank the NDC as well. They have done a good job. For being able to identify 38 people who were illegally transferred. Lawyers say fraud vitiates everything. Even if it was one person that was identified in the register, the common sense, I have always been preaching common sense approach. Forget about the big titles and books. Common sense approach is that while they detected, the Electoral Commission should have rather called for a stakeholders meeting and propose that with this, let's call for an independent body to audit our register so that all sides would agree. It shouldn't be coming from the NDC or the Movement for Change. Now, Tete, you know, he's someone that I've respected so much in the past. But what he said last week, I took all my respect back. If you give me any reason to take my respect, I will take it. I should reserve small.
Small.
Well, from my brother, I reserve small. How can you justify this current situation by saying that in 2016 there were pictures and names of trees
and animals and
but you compiled the register, so if there were animals and trees in there, you put them in. Is that something that an adult you must tell us? No, they shouldn't be doing that. You see, election, no, this election we are going into, one will win, one will lose. Ghana will not come to an end. We will still live our life. After President Kufuor, in spite of all the things that he assured some of us when we were in opposition, that when it comes, he will fight corruption. Corruption has rather fought him. Everywhere corruption. Now he has no respect anywhere. The last I saw him eating in the public. I mean, now he has turned the whole presidency into a joke. You go into the public, now he's eating cake for everyone to see that he's down to it. That is not why you were brought, Mr. President. You said you were coming to fight corruption. Corruption has fought you. Look at the shame with our sports sector. That throughout the country, we can't have a single stadium hosting an international match. Meanwhile, we have expended so much, close to 100 million Ghana cedis, on the pretext of fixing our dollars. Just recently, $245 million went to the All Africa Games. Yeah. If for nothing at all, any of the stadia could not host it. But it should be University of Ghana Sports Stadium hosting our international matches. Yeah. It's a shame that we are having to go and rely on Togo or Cote d'Ivoire or any other country. So why do you need any other argument that this is a failed government? But they want to compensate for their failure with manipulating the Electoral Commission. The 38 names that were transferred from Stamale South and Sanrugu to Pusiga. I just checked the electoral figures, the 2020 parliamentary results for Pusiga. The difference was only 63 votes between the NDC and the NPP. So that must tell you that it's not a deliberate thing. It's not a mistake or accident. Yeah. It's a deliberate thing.
Yeah, it's not an accident.
That they want to send those names there, and mind you, they have people that they have, as it were, done ID cards in the names of those that have been transferred in Pusiga. So what else you will go to? Either Tamale South, if your name is there to go and vote, or Sanrugu, that you will not find your name. It's not as though nobody's going to vote for you. There is someone in Pusiga that they have done an ID card in your impersonation that will be voting for you instead there. To make sure that this 63, well, like he said, if the difference is 63, all that the person needs is about 34 votes. But he would have taken 34 from you, and then that becomes an addition. So they will do that. The last time they caught that guy with the BVD machine, which area did they see the machine? Was it on his own?
Yeah.
Go there and check the electoral difference between Adodompre and
the NDC's candidates.
A constituency that the NPP was winning with a margin of about 10,000, it has reduced to 3,000. And you go and see a BVD machine there, and they think it was just a joke. They have used it to do whatever they want to do, and because they know the tension in the system, they say, "Oh, let someone just they go and find a lunatic to be holding it. You arrest him. What is the guy? The guy has not been left off the hook. In fact, the guy that did the illegal transfer in the north, is he not on bail? Is he not walking about? So why are you behaving as though we don't know what we are doing? You understand? We would wait patiently for our register, which will be provided to us after Tuesday. We will be with the NDC in spirit on this election, protest. You go and come. By which time we would have identified more. Then together we will sit down and plan a proper nationwide strike. This one you have decided to kick us out by calling on only NDC supporters to go and also wear their t-shirt here and there. I'm not an NDC person. I'm a movement for change. My candidate is Alan Chamati. We are not playing second fiddle to any candidate. Are you with me? So we would wait for them. In any case, there is nothing wrong with the NDC collaborating with the movement for change. And I find it very difficult that they miss this thing. You have the benefit of the register. You have identified issues. At best, you must call the movement for change and do a presentation to us. We are all on the same page and join you. Don't be afraid to collaborate. NDC, we are in opposition. We are in opposition.
It's a time factor issue. Today's Monday.
No, but at the time that you saw this thing,
I saw this thing on Thursday.
You could have that. How long would it take?
So just come and join us.
No, we will not. When we join, we have the masses. You go. Our numbers are too huge, and people see the numbers. They will be under the illusion that all these supporters are NDC supporters. By extension, they will go and vote. It's a psychological business. We would be at when we are properly consulted. You come with our yellow army. The yellow CC will be on the field. So yes,
I think they are in opposition in opposition.
Opposition.
And you are opposition in government.
The Butterfly has entered into the you are chewing. So you see,
So you are more effective.
no, you are going to deal with it, but you will not allow anybody to stop. As for Jane Mensah, the thing is that there will be a forensic audit of the register. What they are doing, they are only buying time to, as it were, self-introspect. They want to self-correct some of the diabolics. And even it's not about the register itself. It's about the access code, the IT system. How easy people are able to enter. It has to be made known.
There are two audits. Audit of the process system and an audit of the register.
That is it. Because you see, if anybody can just enter into their system,
Yes.
they will manipulate things.
And we know they entered it last time.
You understand? I am beginning to suspect that there is missing data with the EC, and that is why they are preventing an audit. What is an audit?
Yeah.
Why must this even be a subject matter for discussion?
For national attention.
But because they have done something on Toronto, he said, come and say that, hey, and this is stop the demonstration. Come and let's talk. What, talk about what? Hey, if you are going to be calling NDC to be talking and then bribing the movement, we don't take bribe. But that's why they say you should come. They have been given a budget of almost 800 million.
What bribe are we going to take?
No, let's do it.
They are winning election.
They have been given a budget of 800, almost 800 million cedis. That budget, miscellaneous is part. It is that miscellaneous they use to bribe people. Anyone that talks, easy say come and sit down.
My brother,
Sit down for what?
if they cut your nose,
Yeah.
your face can still be there.
That's
This
right.
one, they are cutting your neck.
This one,
You'll be dead. So there's no bribe in this matter.
if they finish with you, they will not finish with this. You know this one carefully, she didn't address the press. She made Tete to do that.
Yeah.
Jane Mensah is beginning to feel the heat. I'll plead with her. She's a woman. All of us came from a womb of a woman. And so we cannot. I've said that anytime I see her with the military, I am so embarrassed. That why must anybody harbor the thought of going to harm her? It must not be. So, Madam Jane Mensah, don't give anybody the cause or any reason to think otherwise. Let's just make the voter register available for independent audit. Even independent audit, we will have representative there also supervising the independent auditor. We cannot leave anything or any stone unturned, as Alan is set to make history in this country.
Right, thank you very much. 9:45, we do not have so much time, but there are two very important topics. 5 minutes each would do. I hope you guys should know how to attack both issues. First of all is the issue of Galamsey. A 5-member ad hoc committee has been set up by the president. The question is, to what end? That is the question that a lot of Ghanaians are asking. Then also, more than 85 million Ghana cedis was paid to a relative of the president for stadia renovation. But as it stands now, none of our stadia is fit for purpose. There's a CAF ban on all of them, and so international matches. Ghana's next group game, I think we are playing Sudan.
Yes, Sudan.
We are playing Kwesi Appiah Sudan. It's not going to be held, may not be held here in Ghana if drastic actions are not taken. Very, very serious issue. I think it was yesterday, reports came out that the Accra Sports Stadium, the urinal had to be closed, and so if you went to the Accra Sports Stadium to watch football and there was a need for you to use the restroom, you can't, because it was closed. The place was so bad, it was so terrible. Imagine going to Old Trafford or the Bernabeu and then the urinal at the it's a disturbing issue. Let me briefly start with you,
so
Mr. Osu.
That is why Alan proposes that our sports infrastructure, there has to be private sector involvement. The way and manner we manage our facilities in this country. So sometimes I wonder why government busy itself in putting up structures. Within a matter of a year or two, everything is gone. We have put up 5,000 seater capacity stadia in this country, according to this government. All of it in a bad shape. Some of these AstroTurf that they put up, you go, it's an eyesore. So why do we collect revenue and go and just throw it away? We need a different mechanism, and that is what Alan is proposing. Bring in the private sector to partner government so that they can manage our facilities very well. Again, it also exposes lies in government. You know, when you lie, CAF will expose you. Just recently, the NPP launched this manifesto in Takrady, and if you read the manifesto, they made mention of the fact that they have expended so much in renovating the stadium in this country. In fact, they mentioned Babayara, Accra Sports Stadium, Esipon, and I think Cape Coast, that they have renovated it. That was just 2 months ago. You lied and CAF has exposed you. If you have a renovated East Stadium, why can't we get just a single stadium to host our matches here? It tells you that it does not pay to lie. You must always be truthful to the people. In terms of Galamsey, it's a total waste of our time. The last time it was about 10-member committee, interministerial committee on illegal mining, is that not the case? Headed by Professor Frempong Boati. There were 10. When the chair of that committee wrote a beautiful report citing people like Gabi Asare, Chidako, Nitego, Protozoa, now they are calling him as a Galamsey in Shum, Koda, Captain Koda has been part, Kodo Ponkruma has been an assign, what's the name? Wood to me, that Galamsey Kepe was able to show good for the first time in our life, show good on live TV. The youth organizer for Buakwa Chebi, who was busily doing Galamsey behind the house of the president himself. Who else? Kwakuba Akoda called to intervene. And so these names are with the president. Look, in that report, Professor Frempong Boati was so clear that the ministerial committee, only 2 ministers were helping him. The sanitation minister and that of the local government. In that committee, the defense minister was part, the national security minister was part, the information minister was part. Who are those constituting this committee? Is it information, national security, defense, and who else? That's the natural resource. They have been part of the previous committee and they didn't do it. Look, this Galamsey, let all Ghanaians go to the Jubilee House and tell Mr. President, you have got enough gold. Stop it! Why are those being responsible in this country? He's supervising the Galamsey in this country. He gave us LI 2462 that allows people to go and mine in our forest. Who? And here I blame the opposition party as well. How could you have passed this bogus law? That you should go and mine in our forest? Catch us at 137, 137.
Who are being brought to the ambulance? What are you talking about? You know how the system is.
Then we have a parliamentary candidate, Wasa East. Wasa Memphis East. He goes to meet Galamsey. He tells them that when you go to the forest and you see any military man try to prevent to slap him. Because the president says we are not fighting Galamsey again. When he was saying that, the regional minister was giving him backup. What sort of system is this?
And the regional minister is the head, the chairman of the security.
Yes, that's it. Look,
the regional level.
The RECSEC.
The Bossman MP that DC that the president sacked.
He was even smiling.
Yeah, something. That guy was said on tape describing how Galamsey has been going on. Has he been prosecuted?
No. Right.
So, Alistair Matthias, he tells us that President Kufuor, he does connection with President Kufuor every month. They shipped $40 to $60 million worth of gold. It was aired on Al Jazeera. The president threatened that he was going to sue. If it is today that the president is going to sue, then we don't know. So why are we pretending? We must tell the president to stop the Galamsey. And you'll be okay.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.